Hi friends, welcome to Code with Swiggy YouTube channel. So in the previous video, we have discussed about instance method. Fine. So in this video, we're going to discuss about static method. So before we get into this video, if you are not aware of what we have discussed till date, so you don't need to worry. We always used to add all the links in the description. So please go ahead and have a look on the previous video. Okay, we all know we have two different types of methods in Java. One is instance method. Another one is static method. So in the previous video, we have discussed about instance method, and if you are new to our channel, please have a look on the previous video. The link is provided in the description. Now we're going to discuss about what is meant by static method. So static means, okay, it's a class level method. It's not based on the instance, okay, it's based on the class. So that's the reason we used to call the static method without objects. Okay, so that means you can call the static methods with the class name. Okay, fine. So already we used to see whenever you try to create a simple Java class, that Java class will require main method to implement your logic, right? If you closely watch that main method, the main method will have a static keyword in that method definition. So if a method having a keyword static, then that method used to called as static method. So we all know if a method is having a keyword called static, then that method will be called as static method, right? Okay, now we will see about the syntax of the static methods. The method will have access modifiers, okay, and then the method will have a keyword static, okay, then the method will have the return type, then method signature, that means method name, and then open bracket and close bracket, and we will have a open close curly braces. Okay, here we will say parameters, that is with or without parameter. Also you can create a static methods. Okay, so from the beginning we used to see the main method, right? So public static void main, it will have a string of arguments. So this is the one best example for static methods. Okay, so due to this static nature, okay, the compiler is able to access this main method without any object creation. Okay, so now I think you may correlate all those things with the static method. Okay, so that is the reason we always used to have a main method in each and every class. So due to having this static keyword, the compiler will easily get access of your main content of the class, that is the logic whatever you have covered in that class will comes under this main method only. So the compiler easily will identify this main method using this main, then it will execute your program from this point to this point. Okay, so now you can easily correlate all those things with this main method, right? If not, no issues, we will going to have a different video for this public static void main alone. Okay, in that we will discuss everything clearly. So we have discussed about how to create a static method. Okay, fine. Now we have to see, right, how to access the static method in real time. Okay, fine. So for example, you have a class called sample. Okay, fine. So for example, we having a public static void main, then string of args. Okay, then let's we say public static void display sys out. If I say hello world, okay, this main method is having a static and this method is also having a static. Okay, so it's compatible, right? So within the static you can easily call the static method. Fine. And how we have to call this method? So normally if it is not a static method, we used to create object for the sample class, then we will use that object and then we will call that method. But if it is the static method, then you can very well say sample dot display. Okay, or directly you can say like display. So both will give you the same result. Okay, so technically we will call that method using the class name. So this is how we used to call the static method in class. Now I hope you have some good idea about what is mean by static method, how to create a static method, what is the syntax which we need to use to create a static method, and how to access the static method. All those things we have discussed clearly in this video, right? So before we conclude this video, I want to discuss one more thing, that is normally we used to call this instance method or member or non-static method or member. So example, private integer num equal to 5. So these kind of variables we used to say non-static variables. So then we all know, right, the static methods or member will be called as a static method or a member. So example, private static integer num1 equal to 7. Okay, we have a static keyword in it, so that's the reason we used to call this is the static. Now we need to see the accessibility, right? How to access this non-static into a static, the same way static into a non-static method. Okay, fine. So for that I'm going to take a table like this. Here we will say non-static member into a static method. Okay, how we will access? Using the object. Fine. Then if it is static member or method, then inside of static method you can directly access using class name. Okay, fine. Here I'm going to say non-static method. So again, if it is non-static member or method, then obviously inside of non-static you have to create object and you have to access it. If it is a static member or a method, then you can access it using class name. So I think now we have covered everything. So the one thing you want to keep in mind is if it is non-static, then you will access using object. If it is static, then you will use class name to access it. Why? Because the static is a class level variable. Okay, so that's the reason we are accessing with the help of the class name. Still, if you guys have any doubts in this static method creation, then please do put your comments in the comment box so that we will try to have a look and we will try to revert back as soon as possible. Thanks for watching our videos. Please subscribe our channel for more videos like this. Keep supporting us. Thank you.